The Assault on Hereford base event has been out for a few days now, but there are so many hidden details in this event I guarantee all of you have missed. So that is why in this video I wanted to compile as much as I could of every hidden detail. If you enjoyed this video, hit that sub button, we're so close to 200k, and comment right now if you prefer playing as Rainbow or the Carries Legion in this event. So this first one is to do with the Sentry, which gets killed at the beginning cinematic of this event. If you are playing as the Rainbow side, you can actually make your way over to this location, which is just at the bottom of the staircase, and you can find a pool of blood as well as the helmet which was thrown on the ground where this Sentry was killed. Pretty cool detail. As well as this, did you know that you can throw your drone out of bounds and explore the rest of the base during stage 1? Of course, I don't recommend doing this, you should probably help your team, but if you do this in a custom game, there is quite a lot of stuff to drive around. You can even go to all the other stages early on, although this won't really benefit you or anything, and there's nothing really different. The only thing I noticed that in the server room, the server racks aren't there until phase 2. That makes a lot of sense because that phase hasn't initiated yet, but other than that, there's nothing really to be found. It's just quite cool to explore the base. So another thing which this event has a lot of is unique voice lines. If you're playing on the Rainbow side, you've got Zero speaking, and if you're playing on the Carry side, you have Phobos. But did you know during the first stage, Maverick actually has a bunch of unique voice lines as well? Of course, Maverick is on the other side of the wall inside the base alongside Mira and Lion, trying to get an entry point for the Rainbow Ops to get in. If you are securing this point, you'll hear Maverick do a voice line. He only does one per game, but there is a few different ones he does do.
What? You're expecting Rainbow just to roll over? Doing good up there. Mike is no longer functional. Hey, Gary! You know you're fucked, right?
Those were all the ones I was able to find, but if you think I've missed one and it hasn't appeared in any of my games, comment it below because there are potentially even more voice lines for Maverick. Now, this one isn't really an Easter egg or a detail, but I thought I'd share it anyway. If you are playing on the Rainbow side in stage 1, if you make your way up to this top platform, drop down, you can actually run across to this truck in the back, place a deployable shield or just go prone, and use it to hold back the carry's push through the big open area in the front. A really strong location. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the fact that you can hear the enemies and talk to them using the open mic in this event. This is something we've never seen before. I saw a lot of people say that this is a bug, but I actually don't think this is the case. I believe this is intentional. The Battle Pass lore for this Assault on Hereford told us that the microphones and comms on the base were acting up. So to me, this actually seems a bit intentional because it implies that the Carries Legion have hacked into Rainbow's comms, hence why both sides are able to communicate with each other. Which just adds to this world building and pressure of this event. Because imagine Rainbow are trying to deal with this assault and they're talking to each other and you've got Carries members talking back and taunting them. I don't know, this was the first thing I thought of, so I'm pretty sure this was actually intentional. Right, let's move into stage 2, where Rainbow have to protect the server room. The first thing, which you've probably already seen, is that the hole Maverick was making is now enterable. You can go through this way and make your way inside of the base. Pretty cool to see that continuity between rounds. Now, there is actually more voice lines inside of the base. This time it is coming through the radio, where we can hear a local news station reporting on the events at Hereford.
We interrupt this regularly scheduled broadcast for an emergency report. Multiple gunshots have been heard coming from Hereford military base. These shots do not appear to be part of a scheduled training drill. We have attempted to contact local law enforcement for comment, but have yet to receive a response. In light of this, we urge your listeners to keep a healthy distance from the facility until additional information can be provided. An update on the current situation at Hereford base. A military perimeter has been created around the facility. Armed forces have been deployed to protect civilians and prevent them from wandering too close to the area. We remind our listeners to remain calm and wait for authorities to provide additional details. This just in. Authorities have informed us that there appear to be several gunmen attempting to seize control of Hereford base. The situation is currently under control and will be resolved shortly. Despite this, authorities advise citizens to stay as far away from the area as possible. If you are already within the area, please stay inside away from doors and windows and await military instruction. An update on the situation at Hereford base. Several explosions have been heard coming from the surrounding area. Authorities assure us that there is no need for concern. These explosions are merely small breaching charges and are part of normal procedure when dealing with insurgent groups. The situation is being handled with the utmost care, and there is no need for alarm.
This is an incredible little bit of detail, and it's great for world building, and I just really love stuff like this. Maps such as Nighthaven Labs and Lair also have a bunch of voice lines around it as well. I've made videos on them, but let me know if you want me to expand on that even more. But it's really cool that we have some official, canonical, in-universe news reports about this assault at Hereford. And of course, the news are trying to keep people calm, downplay it, say it's not actually that much happening. It's all going by the book, everything is fine, and there's nothing to worry about. And we of course know it doesn't end that way. Now, this next one really disappointed me. In both of the bomb sites, well, technically in this event they are server rooms, there are these vents on the ceiling which lead to the outside, and if you shoot the front bit of this vent, it destroys, allowing you to throw a drone inside. So I found this, done this, and I was like, oh my god, I have just found a secret room, a secret Easter egg. No one's found this yet. This is sick. I'm going to be the first to do it. So I load up a custom, I get myself another account so I can get past stage 1, because you need to be a carry soldier for this, for the drone. And I put my drone in, and there's nothing in vent 1. It goes to a dead end. So I'm like, okay, maybe the other side has something in it. So I do the same. I shoot it open, throw a drone in, and there's nothing at the end either. Now, what's happened here is this is a reused asset, I think, from the containment event, where there was an Easter egg. If you shot the little vent open, you could throw a drone in, and it took you to a hidden room. It seems like they just reused that asset here, which is fine. That's the whole point in having an asset. That's what an asset is. It's something that you make once and you reuse when you need it. That saves time, that saves money. That's how game development works. I'm not dissing them for reusing assets. It's just more the fact that this asset already has this interaction in place, so they could have used this to make another vent Easter egg when you throw your drone in, and there was something cool on the other end, maybe like a little statue, or maybe even a unique voice line which you can find in like a recorder. It just would have been cool for them to actually use something here, because they've got everything in place to do that. The asset already exists, you know, it's leading somewhere, which could have been secret with a drone, but sadly it leads to nothing, which I was very disappointed about. I think they could have done something really cool here. But an Easter egg which does exist, if you head to the attic in phase 2, which is the spawn point for Rainbow on this phase, and the Carries Legion cannot get up here, you can see that there is a safe. Now, this safe is actually from the Grand Larceny event. I know you may be thinking, just like with the last one, isn't this not just another reused asset and you're looking too much into it? This time, I don't think so. I'm certain that this is meant to be an Easter egg for the Grand Larceny event, and the reason why I say this is because the Grand Larceny event took place on the old version of Hereford base, so it's quite a cool homage to that event. I absolutely love that event. I would like to see that come back in the future. But yeah, definitely an Easter egg to the Grand Larceny event and the old version of Hereford base. Pretty cool to see the safe once again. The safe played such a big part, and you can see a bunch of gold inside as well. Very cool Easter egg. Was happy to seemingly be the first person to find this. Maybe one of you guys have seen it already, but I haven't seen anyone talking about it. But yeah, really fun Easter egg. Right, this is something you've probably seen in the Loom room, which is the real name of the room. You can see a whiteboard which has a picture of Deimos, Zero, Lion, Thatcher, Fenrir, Mira, and Dokkaebi. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing really deep to look into here. The blueprint itself is of the floor we are already playing on, and I think this is purely just for set design. I don't think there's a deeper meaning to this like there was for the one on Lair, for example. I think it's like a little plan saying that like Fenrir, Mira, and Dokkaebi will be holding bedroom, and Zero, Lion, and Thatcher will be holding Loom room, which is the room this board is currently in. And of course, you've got Deimos circled as well, as he is the next stage, as he is their prisoner, and they're going to be escorting him to the exit point. I don't think there's anything too deep to come for this. I know a lot of people saw the crosses through and they're like, oh my god, is like Fenrir canonically dead and stuff like that. I don't think that's what this means. I think this is purely just set design, and it's like a little plan and contingency. And the final thing I want to talk about is all of the weapons in this mode which have acog, which typically don't in standard Rainbow Six Siege. So the first is the 919 VSN for Cap can Tachanka and Azami. All of them have ACOG on this weapon in this mode. Probably the most popular one you've all seen is Bandit's MP7. This actually is also the same case for Fenrir as well. Both of them have access to the ACOGs, which is really cool to see on the MP7. Although the MP7 for Zero in-game has it since he's an attacker, it's still cool to see it on the two defenders who have it. Mira has it on her Vector. Goyo also has it as well, but Goyo already has it in-game anyway. But it's cool to see Mira have it once more. She had it years ago, so pretty fun. Next up, we have Melusi. She has it for her MP5. Of course, Doc and Rook already have it for their MP5 in-game. Melusi used to have it as well, but she has it back in this mode. And the final one is Thunderbird. She has it on her Spear. It's the same gun that Finka has, but it is very cool to see all these weapons having ACOG. And as it currently stands, that is everything I found in the Assault on Hereford event. There is probably more that I have missed. There was a lot to this mode. I couldn't really find pretty much anything in stage 3, so if there's anything you have found, be sure to drop it in the comment section below. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the mode. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Sub if you're new. Shall catch you later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.